game. It's the learner's responsibility to extract some information out of the person who has it so you can take it into your life and go and kill it. So let's do this. Hey, guys, the most powerful thing that you're ever going to be able to do is implement stuff into your game. So find something, write it down, circle it. But today, I'm going to give you the invisible key to winning. We're going to show you how to win and what to avoid if you don't want to be a loser. There's some people on here making little mistakes, and if you just fix a couple of structures, you're going to the top. So at the end of this call, you're going to have 10 tips on things not to do, but let's talk about winning. So I want you to write this down, winning. How do I get the invisible key to winning? Everybody, Ian, they want to win, and they want to win at the highest levels. Who wants to win? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you didn't raise your hand, I'm going to kick you in the neck. I'm going to kick your neck off your shoulders, dang it. Look, Carlos wants to win today. Look, Jonathan wants to win today. Look, let's take the mystery out of it. I want to take the mystery out of winning for you. Let's do that. Winning is so freaking easy. It's so small to win. There's so many little things that go into it. There's a million things that go into it. But the things that come down to winning, it's almost too small. Ian, Ed Milet says it's so small, it's scary to freaking talk about. Yep. It's scary to talk about because there's so many little things that go into winning, and you can miss those things in business. You can miss those things in life. You can miss those things in your relationships. You can miss the little freaking things that separate you. The big time winners on this call aren't winning because they're 100 times better in a lot of areas, Ian. They're just doing a lot of things a little bit better, and then they're getting more consistent. So we're going to talk to you today about a couple of things that you got to get consistent on. Please, God, get consistent on these things. That's my prayer today. Yes, we have to get consistent on some of these things. And guys, sometimes, you know, what I've seen is most people, what they do, dude, they think that there's all these different secrets. There's all these different secrets. It's a secretive society to break through. It's a winner. It's a secretive society to get to the next level. Let me just tell you guys something. It's not a secret society. Most people make an excuse about winning, and they come up with all of these things that it entails.
Is there a restroom other than the ones out there? Do you guys have any place to wash your hands at all? Oh, okay.
Somebody's washing. Today, we're going to get clarity on what that truly is, and we're going to go over the formula to it so that way that there's no secret. Really, truly, there is no secrets. This is going to be so simple, like anybody can understand it. We're going to make this so simple, even Mario can understand. And Mario, he ain't that smart. He might be handsome, but we're going to make it simple for even him. He nailed it. So a lot of people, they think winning is so complicated, so they figure out different ways to make it. Number one, you can't be so freaking serious, and you got to be smiling. Yeah. If you ain't got to smile today, then you're already screwed. That is one of the secret keys to winning. Olivia Jones got a good smile today. Shareem's always got a good smile. Take your bad attitude to Sean's call tomorrow, okay? Yeah. And he'll handle that ass. Take your bad attitude and go work for the companies that's competing with some of my companies, so that way you can just destructively ruin them. Hey, yeah, let's implement you in some of those companies. Okay, that would be good. Look, Ian nailed it though. A lot of people think there's so many secrets to doing it, so that way they can have excuses to why they're not winning. Let's talk about a couple of things that you're going to have if you're a winner. What do winners look like? What do they talk like? What kind of rhythm and pace do they move at? Yep. What kind of rhythm and pace do you move at? Are you moving at a fast pace? Do you walk faster than somebody else? Do you talk faster than somebody else? Are you playing casually? Are you just okay with what's coming to you? Are you just like, oh yeah, Daniel Jenkins, I'm fine, man. I sold one. I got a couple of ups today, but I didn't close them. I'm just gonna chill, dude. I'm just chilling. You know what? I'm just, today I'm only gonna make 4 phone calls. I'm only gonna make 8 phone calls. I'm gonna trick myself into thinking I'm winning, or I'm gonna tell myself a different story. Winners have to be very direct with their pace. They have to be very direct with their rhythm. They have to be very direct with themselves and saying, hey, dude, I'm not winning. Hey, yesterday I sucked, man, but it's no big deal. I don't have to suck today. See, winners have the ability to get up faster than losers. Losers just stay down and they eat a shit sandwich for a whole lot of time versus being a winner and just saying, hey, what? That wasn't a good day. That's okay. Winners aren't perfect, but they have the ability to self-correct when most people don't. I'm not asking you to be 1,000,000 times faster than anybody. I want you to write this down. I need to be 10, 15, 20% faster than everybody around me. Tell them. I need to be faster to implement. What's that mean? I need to be faster to implement stuff. I need to be faster to pick up the phone. I need to be faster when the phone's ringing to pick it up, or I see a customer on the car lot, or I'm going up to a door. You mean if Eddie sees a customer at the car lot, he's moving differently than everybody. He's on fire differently than everybody. Can everybody tell a winner? Like, I know some of you guys are in the car business, some of you guys aren't. when you walk up to a car dealership and you see 5 people sitting out front of a car dealership, can you tell who the winner is amongst the 5?
I usually
It's usually the guy that's moving a little different, that's got a smile on, that's got some swag on, and then there's 3 other guys in their head. There's 3 other guys that are calculating their commissions, that are judging the customer. You know what I'm saying? And you can just
Dude, you
tell.
don't have bad credit. Why are you judging them? Because you don't take us, so you ain't paying your bills, man.
That was Evan at one time. See, that's how he knows that.
Damn, that was me.
The frequency of a winner is always different. The frequency of the way they look, the way they feel, the way they act. And listen, you could be brand new, and this is a quality you can adopt into your business right away. The cool thing about winning is you can be brand new and adopt this attitude, adopt the way that these habits that you bring into your customer, and they'll know no difference if you've been doing it a long time or not. You know, a lot of veterans, the reason why they stop winning is because they forget about this frequency. They forget about this movement. They forget about these things that they have to do in order to be able to get these things done. I don't know what just happened, but somebody's smarter than me, you know. But anyways, so your frequency. Evan, what's next?
Yeah, you got to think about this. I want you to write this down. The winners are going to do those things 15% better, and they're going to do it consciously and repetitiously. The winners understand that, like, listen, a lot of the stuff that you don't want to do, like, I don't listen to my feelings. Like, a lot of you are listening to your feelings.
What's that mean,
like,
Evan?
I don't want to work out today. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like
wait. I don't want to do those calls today, man.
Man, I don't feel like it. You see, you have to start to consciously pay attention, and you have to understand that the reason why most of us aren't getting our dreams is because you're disciplined.
Yep.
You're lacking the discipline you need, and you're lacking the consistency and the repetition. When I'm talking about repetition, it would be something like this, Ian.
Yeah.
If I were to walk up to you and say, Ian, I got a couple more cars I want to go take a look at, and we get out of a car dealership and we get off of a test drive, and I say, Ian, I got a couple more cars that I want to go take a look at, what would you say?
I say, Evan, hey, dude, number one, I'm just so glad that you're here, dude. Dude, you look good, you smell good, and you're just on the right path today, dude. But Evan, let's just say you went and looked at 2 of them, 3 of them, 5 of them, or 10 of them, doesn't matter. My 2018 Nissan Altima, the one that you were taking a look at, let's say hypothetically, this was the last one you were taking a look at. Look, Evan, would it be the car itself, regardless of the decision, or would it be the great decision the dealership's willing to give you? Like, if you were to choose this one, which one would it be?
It'd probably be the great deal.
It would be the great deal. So it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, but it's when you're going to buy it, and when is when the deal's right?
Right.
All right. Now that's the word track. Now let me say it with, like, Evan, like, now to ask me the question, because that's just the word track.
No.
But let me do it like this, because listen, some people don't understand word tracks. They're like, oh, you just fired off like robot. That doesn't work. Let me show you how it works, dumbass. Evan, hit me with the deal, dude.
Hey,
let me show you.
Hey,
because I get that on TikTok all the time. People are like, that's not how it works. I know that's not how it works. But listen, you don't know what to say when it happens because you haven't been practicing it, because you don't have the frequency. You can be a word track robot, but you don't have the frequency. You can't combine them together. I'm going to combine it together with a little charisma, with a little swag, with a little repetition, and a little bit of words.
Hey, and don't matter whatever your industry, and think about something right now. One of your most powerful closes, one of your most powerful things we'll be able to do is use hypothetical closes. So Ian's about to show you how to use that. And whatever industry you're in, use your brain and start to think, how can I apply that to my industry? And by the way, do I sound that good? Write this down. Can I come up with the top five objections that I face every day, and can I figure out 5 ways to handle them?
Yeah.
Ian's going to show you one way. Ian's going to show you which by the way, I could bury this a lot better, but I'm going to let Ian.
Well, maybe we'll try. Maybe we'll vote on it.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Let's just say that we get out of a car.
Yeah.
You trial close me. Ian, go on ahead and trial close me.
Hey, Evan, listen, we can get all the facts and figures right today. I already know that you take it home, man. How are we going to title that car today?
Ian, look, listen, I love you. I love you to death. But look, I got 2 or 3 more that I just got to go take a look at. You're my first stop.
Evan,
Ian, I love you.
No big deal.
Ian, I love you.
Hey, I just got to tell you one thing. Thank you for spending your time with me. Your time's non-refundable. The fact that you're here with me means everything to me, man. So whether you go buy those cars or not, like, it really doesn't matter. But Evan, let me just ask you a couple questions. Listen, are the cars you're going to go look at, are they similar, or like, are they like completely different?
They're similar.
They're similar. Okay, so we're on the right vehicle. That makes sense to me. Evan, I saw how you drove this vehicle. I saw that you love the vehicle. So I know that it's probably not the vehicle itself that's holding you back. Evan, in the end, if you went and looked at 5 of them or 10 of them or 15 of them, and my 2018 Nissan Altima was the last one you took a look at, Evan, let me ask you 2 questions. Would it be the car itself, regardless of the deal that the dealerships want to give? Or would it be like the great deal that the dealerships want to give you in order for you to say yes? Evan, let me just ask you that, and then you can go.
It would probably be the great deal.
So it's not a matter of like if you're going to buy, Evan. We know that you're in the market. We know that you're going to buy a car. It's just when. And when is probably when the deal's right, when we make it right, right?
Right.
Evan, could I save you some time and money and just show you where we're at in the deal? And then in the end, it's completely your decision. Would that be fair? Can I do that? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, come with me, Evan. Don't say all right like this. Say like, dude, you're fired up because I'm getting ready to show you.
Well, you know why? You know why I said it like that? Because it's kind of nice to see a pro. How many times do you go anywhere? I want any of you guys to think about it right now. When's the last time you walked into an experience and the pro took all the friction out of the deal? You looked at your salespeople if you're a leader, and you're like, those are my freaking guys. They're battle tested. They know their job.
Hey, but also, are they having fun? Are winners, the law of winning, are they having fun?
Big time. And here's what happens, though. I want you to write this down. Leadership fatigue. This could be yourself because you're your leader. This could be you leading a company. The problem with most people is they get bored. They get fatigued. When you're not, and I want you to understand this, when you're building a badass team, when you're building a badass brand, when you're making history, Ty Preston, when you're doing big things, does it usually feel like it? No.
It feels like it's hard.
It feels like
it's a grind. You know,
Sandra, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good when you're in the grind, when you're on a new diet, when you're trying to work things out, when you're trying to pull those things out of your head, when you got all these things that you're trying to make happen. Does it feel like you're making history? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It feels like you're the only one freaking doing it. That's where you should be. That's what you should feel like.
Yep.
That's what the winners understand, guys. Understand that. You should feel those ways. It's not sexy. It's not exciting.
Everybody say it's not
hard.
sexy. Everybody say it's not sexy.
Some of you guys
Not
are
sexy.
sexy. Okay,
It's
hopefully.
not sexy.
Boy, and he's saying sexy.
Now let me explain something to you guys. Does anybody feel like right now sometimes a business is not sexy? Raise your hand if you do. Raise your hand if you do. Okay. If you're not, it's because you're not playing hard enough. So I just tricked you. Because anybody who's really giving it all, they don't feel like it's sexy as they're going through it. You feel like it's sexy some years after. Part of winning is you have to enjoy the stuff. And you have to do it with a smile on your face. You have to enjoy that things are going to be a little bit of challenging. Things are going to, you can't. Evan always says, Evan, say the happy thing that you always say. And I love the way you say it. So I want you to say it.
I'm a firm believer on just don't fuck up your life trying to be happy you have to be happy on the way to happy. You can't say, oh, when I make $20,000 a month, that's when I'm going to be happy. Oh, when I finally pay off that credit card that I've been fighting for, when I finally get the abs, when I finally get a little bit of 10 pounds, I lose 10 pounds, that's when I'm going to be happy. You got to start to be happy when you look in the freaking mirror. You got to start to be happy on the way to freaking happy, or by the time when you get there and you make your goals, you're going to look back and you have not enjoyed the process. And actually, that's the funnest part. I don't remember a lot of the big paychecks I have. I remember the moments leading up until those. I don't remember cashing the check, guys. Do you guys remember cashing your biggest check? I personally don't. I remember the conversations with my team. I remember getting fired up. I remember the different little things. I remember the early morning gym sessions. Look, Ian and I'm going to be honest with you. One of the reasons why we're up here is because we have rituals and habits of the top earners. We have the rituals and habits of the top earners. I want to explain something to you. Let's think about if you guys have a good mom. If you had a good dad. We didn't have a great dad, but we had an amazing mom.
Yeah, raise your hand. Did you have a good mom? And I know some of you guys didn't. That's okay. But raise your hand if you had a good mom. Okay. All right. Let's imagine your mom. Carlos, let's imagine your mom. And I know, dude, we had a really shitty dad. Like, he used to just like leave us wherever he was at and come back 3 days later. And we'd be like 3 years old and like, we ain't eaten in 3 days.
But my mom said that
that's why we were skinny for a little bit.
My mom always said, she said, I'm not worried about you guys ever getting kidnapped.
They don't want both of you.
They don't want both of you.
Trust me.
We stuck together.
She's like, if you guys hold hands, they'll never take you.
They'll never take
your dad's house. So whenever you're over there,
she's like, don't worry about it.
Hold hands.
Don't hold hands. So now we hold hands. We're holding hands right now.
Because we can't get taken. Okay. All right. I don't like to hold your hand. That was a little awkward. That was a lot. That brings me back. I don't think we've ever dark memories. We've ever crying together. Yeah, we just haven't held hands.
Shit. Okay, think about this though.
But listen,
Yeah, you expect it.
the guys that had a great mom, the men and women that had a great mom. Jonathan Lampros, you have a wife that she's great to your kids. She's raised 4 beautiful kids. Listen, did she make them lunch every day? Did she talk to them every day? Did she pick them up from school every day?
Regardless how she feels.
Regardless if she's sick or
Does she
she's
talk to them every
tired.
day? Does she get them ready for school? Does she take them to soccer
Or
practice?
is she like, I'm sick today. You can't have lunch.
I don't feel like having a good attitude today.
See, we lived both lives. That was our dad. He's like, I don't feel good. I'm drunk. I'm hungover, so I'm not going to cook y'all shit and go play in the neighborhood. And Evan and I'd have to go play in the neighborhood.
That's some of y'all with your career.
But that's some of y'all with your careers. You're tired. You're a little sick, and you're like, not gonna do it today. Instead of being the good mom that just creates those good habits that starts to make it about the kids. Our mom always showed up for us. Our mom always did these things for us. Now we're able to show up for other people because of the shit that she cemented in our brains. We saw her almost lose her legs, almost blow out her back. And literally, she was in the military, so she had a lot of injuries, right? And, what we saw was she never gave up. She never called in sick. She never was too down. We never really saw her have that bad of an attitude. We just saw her show up. See, some of you guys are so about yourselves that you're like, oh, I'm a little sick today. Okay, don't show up to work today. Let your kids see that. And then the 5 generations are going to be soft because of you. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations. See, you think it's about you. I think it's about 5. I think it's about the next generations from now. I think it's like when my son comes to work with me, he stands by the door every day at 4:30 in the morning and he wants to come to work. He wants to go attack. He wants to go have some fun. He equates work to having fun. If you guys look at Ty Preston's son, if you guys go follow him online, check this out. This is a beautiful thing. Go follow Ty Preston online. His kid, he started doing branding and marketing videos with him a year ago.
His kids doing.
Everybody knows he has one of the most popular brands out there, and he does these reels. And he's like, "Hey guys, it sounds like 6." He's like, "Hey guys, it's Oakley," and he goes through this thing the whole time. At first, he had no clue what he was doing, and it was just funny, and it was hilarious, and it was super cute. Now he's like really, really good at it. And who does that make him years from now? I think he's going to be like the weatherman or something on the Today Show or something.
Well,
like,
you know what?
Like, because he's building those habits by watching his dad chase his dreams. And by chasing his dreams, he's showing his son that he can chase his dreams while he's on the road to happy. He's happy. He's bringing his kid with him.
I wish Ty Preston was my daddy, dude.
He is your daddy.
He is your dad. Would be such a cool dad.
Hey, Ty, you want to create some revenue right now? I'll pay you a couple grand to take Evan for a couple weeks.
Oh, snap, dude.
You want to create some revenue?
He doesn't need to. He's killing it, dude. He's been with us for 3 years. He's one of the sales guys in the country, and he's continuously leveling up. And I want to ask you right now, how consistent are you? What's your repetition look like? Are you really obsessed with knowledge? Are you just on these calls for entertainment, or are you on them to find something and go apply it right away? What does it look like for you? We're going to go into 10 common mistakes that every salesperson makes. So I know every single person has made one.
Cover rentals? Call your church company. What they say.
Here, let me jump in here real quick. So also one thing that Ty's also seen is he's lost that edge before. And when you lose the edge of like learning, and we can all lose the edge. By the way, I was with Andy Frisella this weekend. He's like, man, I've lost the edge 1,000 times. And everybody does. Like you can lose the edge today and you can get reminded of something. So please understand. There's nobody. The edge is like how you're moving at your highest frequency, your chip on your shoulder, the things that make you actually win. You've got to know the things that actually make you win, and you have to stay in those rhythms. But like Andy Frisella started 75 hard. Raise your hand if you've done 75 hard. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. So like 15 of you, 20 of you, 30 of you. Okay. So, he did that to keep himself in rhythm. He did that thing and he's inspired the world to do those things. He did that just for himself. And then the world caught on to that. But when you're outside of a rhythm, you have the ability to recognize it like Ty and get back in there very quick, because that's what a winner does. They don't get down on it. They're like, oh no, I'm sorry. They're like, oh, dude, got caught. I'm getting right back to it, dude. I got caught. I'm getting right back to it. So that's the cycle of winning. You have to understand those things and you have to self-correct yourself. Nobody can do this shit for you. Can anybody do this shit for you? See, our goal right now is just for you to be very highly aware. Winners, you know what they are, Cody? They're just aware. They're just aware of their mistakes. And they have a good relationship with their mistakes. They're not like, oh, I suck, wah, wah, wah. They're like, dude, that was a nice little loss. I learned from that. That's super cool. Yeah. Here we go, baby. Now here we go.
Let's talk about some of the losses, because I've made some of the most embarrassing sales mistakes on the planet. Mike Audio was there to clean some of mine up back in the day. He was one of my sales managers. He's on the call. I made a lot of embarrassing mistakes, and my goal was to learn from them every single time. And I still do. And we're not perfect. None of us are. I want you to understand it's not who you were, it's who you're becoming. Write that down. It's also not who you were on your mistakes in your personal life. It's who you're becoming. It's not who you were if you used to do drugs or drink or do something, or you were burning people, or it's who you're becoming. So let's focus on some of the mistakes that we used to make, and then let's try to take these out and let's try to X them out and never make these mistakes. Number one, and these were embarrassing, but a lot of us, when we get around a prospect, we're not qualifying them correctly. So let's talk about qualifying a prospect correctly and asking the right questions.
Yeah, sure.
If you ask good questions, you're going to get good answers.
All right. How about I do the car business, you do like a service business, like a coaching program or something, and we can learn from both. Yeah. So listen, the number one qualifying question that you should use in the car business of all time, there's nothing else that you should use, is the trade bridge. Write it down. It's called the trade bridge. Listen, when a customer walks up to me and they say, hey, nice to meet you, I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. What's your name? They're like, I'm Eddie. I'm like, Eddie, nice to meet you. I'm Ian. What brings you in today? They say, 2018 Nissan Altima sitting over there. My first question and only question my mind goes to every time is this. Hey, do you have a 2018 Altima to trade in also? Do you have a Nissan Altima also? They say a Corolla. I say, do you have a Corolla also? Immediately they say one of three things: no, yes, or I don't have a trade. No, yes, I don't have a trade. And I'm like, oh, you do have a trade. Okay, tell me a little bit about that. And then they start going down the rabbit hole. I have this car. I've done business this way. I bought it from this dealership. Amateurs, what they do is they don't qualify correctly. They don't say that. They don't know that there's a trade. They don't know that this customer financed with Westlake Finance and it was at 21%, how to guide them. So they go the whole cycle of the sale in the wrong cycle. See, I'm going to qualify them. I'm going to use the trade bridge even if they're over the phone. If they're over the phone, I'm going to say, hey, oh, that's great, getting to know you. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have a 2019 Ford F-150 also? Same car. They're either going to say, yeah, I had a 2019 Ford F-150 and I totaled it, or I don't. And I'm like, great, man. What did you like about that car? Who did you finance your last car with? Oh, I financed it with my credit union. I got great credit. What does that tell you about the customer? You have to be asking these things. Salespeople right now in this world, they're answering machines and not question machines. You need to be curious. Every one of you, even if you don't have confidence, you can be curious. Everybody in this world can be curious. It's just natural to ask questions and be nosy. But some of you try to turn down your question machine instead of like turning it up and being nosy. If I ask questions that are relevant, you feel heard. You feel significant. You feel important. You feel like I care. Some of you just don't ask enough questions or the right qualifying questions. Yeah, and when you're asking those questions, like you got to go a little bit deeper. You know, like when you ask a question and I say, man, by the way, do you use this car to commute back and forth from work? And they're like, yeah, because that's simple. They're always going to say that. Or if they say no, then we know we might have a problem. What do you do? I'm like, what do you do for a living? Oh, no way. I'm a doctor. You're a lawyer? Damn, my twin brother always needs a lawyer. That's crazy, man. That's insane. He's always breaking the rules, man. Hey, why'd you choose to become a lawyer? Why? What made you want to work for the firm you're with? What made you want to do that? Was there something in your past, like you're a criminal attorney? Like did you just watch a lot of CSI and you're like, dude, that's what I want to do? Everybody write down this word. Why? Why did you choose a 2018 Nissan Altima? Why did you choose this business that I'm in? Why did you choose to reach out for HVAC? Why? What prompted? Hey, what motivated you to reach out today? You're reaching out to me. I'm a mindset coach. What was the thing that motivated you to reach out? Are you having problems in a certain area that you think that you need help in? What's one thing that you wanted to change on this call? Yep. You reached out for our health and fitness program. What's one thing that you wanted to change? You know, you reached out for our life insurance program. Is there some people that you wanted to cover in the event of an emergency? Was there a reason? Yeah. Was there something that caught you? I wanted to cover my kids. Why do you feel that way? Feel is a great word. If I'm reaching out for health and I say, why do you feel you want to change this? Like what makes you feel that way? Well, I feel like crap. I don't have the right energy. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, that starts to tell me a lot about the client, and it's not just some crap question. It's going to let them unload what they're really truly trying to do, and that helps us to be able to serve them. I've always been around amateur salespeople my whole life, and I'll tell you, they're always practicing, always what to say and not what to ask. Practice what to ask as much as you practice what to say, if not more. Like you should be able to rattle off questions, and you should also take them at a slow pace. Like it's not like bam, 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 bam. It's like, oh man, tell me more. That's so insane. That's awesome, man. And you see how I'm engaged? I'm turning my head. I'm like listening. I'm writing something down. You got to make these people feel like you're the person who's actually listening to them. And then don't like
nudge them to move on. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, tell me more. It's like, slow down for a second. Don't nudge them. Let them talk and figure out how you can be of value in that conversation. Number two,
stop calculating your commissions, man. Stop it. You know, some of you, as you're getting ready to make a sale, you're like, oh, you're thinking about the money. You're trying to upsell them into something because you got bills due. Stop calculating your commission. Stop having commission breath. I see salespeople walking all around the world, and it's a me. What's in it for me? What's the best sale I can get to? How do I move them into this unit that's not even the one that I want? Dude, how about just moving into what they need? Listen, adjust your intent.
Oh, big time.
Adjust your intent. Start doing things the right way for the right person. And then, dude, you're going to start attracting all the right people. That also has to do with your brand. If you're honestly doing the right thing for people,
but Ian,
and you have the right intent,
but Ian,
I'm start to blow up.
But Ian, I'm a new salesman. I'm broke. I need to hit some home runs.
Well, how about you just learn to get on base? How about you just learn to get on base, bud?
Okay.
I'll hit the home runs. You get on base.
Okay. But should you be going for the home runs every time?
No, but sometimes you do need to go for a home run, and you should have an awareness enough, if you've been in sales enough, how to guide somebody through the right questions, and you can hit the home runs. If you can't ask the right questions, it's impossible to hit the home runs. Like, you're not going to be able to do that.
But by the way, if you're doing things for the right reasons and you're a pro and you're making people feel great around you, the home runs are going to come more often.
Yeah.
The home runs are definitely going to come more often.
And you're not even really trying to hit a home run, man. You're just trying to connect the ball. It's like golf. If you swing really hard at the golf ball, does it go anywhere?
Never.
Yeah, it goes somewhere. For you, it just goes, it goes over the fence.
No,
it hits a house. We got to run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But like, when your intent is just to drive the ball nicely down the range, you're like,
happens.
And you're not trying to swing that hard. It just goes. You know what I mean? It just flows, you know? So you got to adjust your intent. That's a massively hard problem for people to understand. Adjust your intent.
You know, number three, not pushing the envelope. A lot of people, they get the person in scoring position. It's like a baseball analogy. They get the person all the way to third base, and right when they need to trial close, hey, listen, if I can make this car 110% to your satisfaction, you'd be interested in taking home the car today. They don't do that. And they're almost waiting for the buyer to stumble into a deal.
Ty's laughing because he sees it all day. He's like, hell yeah.
It's the craziest thing to me.
They're just waiting for him to say yes. Oh, it's like magic. Like, I'm going to pull a rabbit out of a hat. They're like, are they going to say anything? Dude, have confidence. You've already done the job. Like, just say it.
You have to be able to push the envelope, and you've got to do it in a way where people want to, you understand that if they've reached out to you, if you got a prospect and they've gone through your process, they want to buy. Now, can you ask them to buy in the right way? Do you have the right language where they feel like, okay, this is smooth. I like this deal. I do need to be pushed. Anybody ever push somebody and one of their customers said, thank you for making me make this decision today.
Shoot, you let them borrow some courage.
You let them borrow some courage, and I guarantee you, they don't want to go shop around and meet a bunch of other amateur salespeople.
They don't want to meet a bunch of other Dan Christians.
Dan is not. Did you just call Dan an amateur?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, he's a dangerous guy. I would not be online bullying that guy.
I'm trying to piss Dan off. Like,
Dan will beat.
He looks like he could work from a state of madness.
No, you know who looks like they work from a state of madness? Jose Calderon, bro. He's looking like a freaking stat.
Look at him.
Dude, just a straight
got the American flag behind him.
That's the one that I'm gonna try to push off.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't do number 4. I wouldn't do what Ian just did. I would not bash the competition.
They're not my competition.
Well, I'm just telling you, don't bash the competition.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen so many salespeople.
I'm looking at a comparative health program. Oh, I don't even know why you would look that way. I don't even know. Like, it takes your integrity away, and it puts salt in people's mouth, man. My mom used to clean Evan's mouth out with sea salt and shit. Just whatever she could find, bleach, anything. That's why he's got bad breath nowadays. You know what I mean? In case any of you guys were wondering. But you can't bash the damn competition. You can't, when they roll up for a Toyota Corolla, insult the damn Toyota Corolla. You can't insult the other solar companies that were here. I'd say, man, listen, dude, I know 9 other solar companies are here. They're trying really, really hard. They're really trying to catch up to us. You know what I mean? Because we've done such a great job helping so many people for so long that they're really trying. They see the value in solar. But let me tell you the difference in us. Let's not focus on them. Let me just tell you the difference in what we do, what we believe. How we think is completely different than everybody else. Not saying they're wrong, but let me explain our core values.
And can I explain something to you? Based off of our conversation and based off of what you're trying to do, our business is a family-owned business. So see my owner's office right there. You can go in and talk to him. I'm the owner.
You can knock on his door.
But you can deal. You've got to have some bullets in your chamber. You've got to be able to pull up some things and say, hey, listen, based off of what you said, I know that we're the right deal for you. I know you want to go look at AutoNation. Look, they're a publicly traded company. If you're trying to be like maybe like another, like just a number, that's fine. Like I get that. But
Not
what I
taking a
want to
direct
do,
shot.
but what I want to do is provide you world-class customer service forever. I want to be here. Our company's been here for 62 years. Our company has done this.
Let me
This is
ask you
what we can
something.
do for
Let
you.
me ask you something about your car. You know that you're gonna have to probably get it serviced, am I right? Okay, so let's say you went down the street and you found one that was cheaper, because you definitely can. I assure you can find one that's probably $500 cheaper anyways. But let's say this, you go buy that car from them, there's problems, and they don't handle them correctly. How much is your sanity and time worth knowing you can have a person like me that would show up for you anywhere, anytime of the entire day? And by the way, you can find me on Google and see the other 800 people that I've helped that will actually give you a true testimony. It's not about what I say about myself, but it's about what the internet says. So listen, why don't you just check me out right there, and then you can see that I'm going to show up for you every day. Don't sound intimidated by your competition. And some of you guys need to do that with the people around you. Some of you guys are like speaking, you got to speak life, man. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not going to speak negatively about anybody at my store, anybody on my team.
Mm-mm.
I'm just worried about me, man. I'm like, dude, I'm rooting for other people to succeed. And that might be somebody on your sales team. Heck yeah, man, go sell some cars today. Because I know I'm the world's abundant and I'm going to go sell some stuff too.
100%.
Number 5. Overpromise, Ian. This is your biggest mistake.
Overpromise.
You used to overpromise window tint and car keys and this and that. Your wheel list was out the damn roof. You acted like you were one of the highest grossing salespeople, and then they would come back and figure out all the stuff.
My books were dirty.
Your books were dirty.
No, yeah, that's what amateurs do. You know, instead of just asking for the money up front, instead of just doing what's right up front, they do things the wrong way, and it always catches up to you. It leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. So when you're going to promise something, be ready to deliver on your promises. Be ready to deliver on those for a long time. You know, it'll start making you a better person too. If you've seen anybody in this business, the people that are just unethical, the people that are standing by their promises, man, they don't end up winning, man. It ends up burning. They're trying to sell at all costs. I want you to write this down. You don't need to sell at all costs. Mm-hmm. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of your clients may not even be for you, and that's okay. Like the second you start trying to chase everything, what happens? Every single thing runs. Yep. So our goal is that's why we teach you how to build brands. That's why we teach you how to get on social media. Start to try to attract some business your way too. But understand, if you're trying to sell at all costs and you're going to compromise your integrity, you will start to cut corners, and it will catch back up to you. So if you find yourself in that position right now, if you're looking back at this month and you're like, man, I did sell 3 deals this month. I did say that we would get their install done in 2 weeks. I know it's going to be 4. Dude, be honest with that client. You're messing up your referral game and the rest of your business because you are taking those little corners. Yep. And number 6, don't celebrate too early. Don't celebrate too early, man. Don't be that guy that gets tackled like right when you get to the inside, get the ball knocked out of your damn hand. You know what I mean? And then you fumble on the 1-yard line and it's embarrassing. Don't be that guy. Listen. If you're going to celebrate when you win with the dang client. Don't be celebrating too early. And also, here's a tip. When you do close a deal, like let's just say I sold an allocated unit and it's coming in downtime. What I can do is I could go upstairs, make a video with the owner, send it to the customer as glue, and I could say, hey guys, reaffirm the deal. And I can say, hey guys, this means everything to me that you purchased the car today. I know it's coming. Thank you so much. I'm going to follow up 3 days later. Hey guys, just got another message on your car. It's getting ready to come. When it comes here, man, I'm going to be so fired up. I'm going to clean that thing myself, man. 5 days later, I'm reaffirming the deal. 8 days later, some of you sell a located unit, and like you talk to them one time and they're like, I don't understand why these people are canceling.
Well, you got to walk the dog.
They start thinking that there's better shit out there. They forget about you.
You also, it comes down to any industry. This could be an insurance policy that's waiting for approval. This could be an install that's waiting to come in. You got to do what's called walking the dog, which means like if my unit's coming in 2 or 3 weeks, what I'm going to do is every 2 or 3 days, I'm going to send the client a little bit of value. That might be a picture of me. That might just be a quick call where I'm just checking on, hey, how's it going? How's Christy and the kids doing? How's this going? I'm walking the dog. You know, it's like you got the dog's going to go take a piss over there. So I'm just kind of walking them, you know, and then I'm getting them to where they need to go.
Yep.
But a lot of you get something and then you don't walk the damn dog.
And then
you let him off the leash.
House. And then he shits in the house. You're like, why is that damn dog shitting in the house? Well,
you didn't walk him.
You didn't walk him. Damn it. Okay.
Damn, walk the dog,
Walk
man.
the dog. Don't celebrate too early.
3 or 4 days, follow up every single time, like relentlessly, especially if your products have a long sales cycle. Those of you that have a long sales cycle, you gotta walk the dog.
Yeah. And listen, number 7 is disagree. It's okay to disagree with customers. You just need to learn how to disagree in the right way. Listen, Mr. Customer, based on the things that you told me, I might disagree with your choice today. I might want to offer you a different solution because what you've said lines up with this. Listen, sometimes your customers are in the wrong product, but you don't have the heart to say it. So then they eventually end up leaving that product versus just saying, dude, you told me that your wife said that she needed leather. And for the fact that we're getting ready to settle on this car versus do the right thing and just upgrade 2 or 3 grand, we should probably go with that route. Don't you think? And he's like, I didn't think about that. Yep, I'm your salesperson. I'm making sure that you know.
It's a way of actually looking like you're smart at what's your job.
By the way, check this out. If you're in a fitness program and I'm like, oh yeah, get the 597 deal, the small one, but you need somebody to do something that's $5 grand worth of work. And I'm like, yeah, let me just let you settle with this. And I'm not like, hey dude, you told me that you're a very high performing guy. You told me that you wanted X, Y, Z to happen. You told me that you wanted to have big time commitments, big time accountability. You told me you wanted all of these things. Man, I feel like if we settle and we go with what you're saying that you want to go with, it's actually going to do you a disservice and it's probably the wrong approach. So I got to disagree with you here. I think we should go a different route. I can disagree with somebody and also build rapport because I also can guide them to the right product versus selling them the wrong one that they're going to unravel in and be an unhappy customer anyway.
Ian just went into number 8, which is not leading the client, not leading the client. A lot of us, when they come in, we're so excited to get a new client or we get one on the phone and then we stop actually leading them.
Yep.
And that's the problem. What Ian was talking about is you ask the good questions, you get the right answers, you formulate the opinion on where you think that they should go, and then you lead them down that direction.
Yeah, I might be with Evan in the front of the car lot. He's looking at this one, he's excited, but he's giving me all of these indicators that this one that I know that it's in the back of the lot, it just came through detail, is ready. And I know that that's probably a home run for him, but it might be just a little bit more money. So I might say, Evan, based on all the facts that I've gathered for you today, I know that you're really close to deciding on this one. I can tell. I'm very good at my job, but I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't walk you back and show this one that just came in that I know is a little bit more, and I know it's probably outside of your budget, but I want to show it to you. I need to show it to you. Come on with me. Let's go take a look at it. Sometimes I might have to lead them to the decision that I know that they need to make so that they're a happy client for a long time. I've led clients to that truck in the back that I know is a little bit more, and then they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, but it's a little bit more. It's going to take a little bit more closing. It's going to take a little bit more confidence on my end. It's going to take a little bit more work, but it's also doing the right thing by
What if you came into the doctor's office and you're like, dude, I got a bad knee and like this is going on, and they're like, well, what do you think we should do about it?
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
hey, I think, I've got a broken arm. My arm is hanging off right now. And they're like, man, that looks terrible. They like,
That'd be like Cam
and
Hanna
they're
as a
like,
doctor. If Cam was a doctor,
they're
that'd be
like,
how he'd be.
yeah. So how should we handle that? It's like, you got to have the confidence to lead the client.
Yeah, if you got to ask them how you got to handle your job.
But I see salespeople all the time that like,
They're like, so what's the stock number?
And they're like, show me that. Show me that. Show me that.
They're like, what's the stock number?
And you're
of
just
that
like,
car?
yeah.
You're like, oh
yeah.
yes.
What do you need, sir? Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys, slow down.
Come here.
Sit down.
Let's talk about this.
Let's have a seat.
Let's get to the bottom of exactly why you're here. I know that time is non-refundable, and if there's one thing that I know I deliver at my job and I'm the best at what I do, but I got to know everything. So here, real quick, sit down. Hey, can I ask you this? Boom.
I don't want to sit down, Evan.
Hey,
I don't want to sit down. I want to run out right out there on the lot.
Look,
like every other customer.
look, is time something that's important to you? Look, if you go run around a lot, I got 400 units out there. I got freaking this going on. Look, I can utilize your time better if you just hang with me and answer 2 or 3 questions. Then I'll guide you to the exact vehicle that's going to be the one that you're looking for. That's why you're here.
Is he in control?
That's why you're here, right?
Is he asking good questions?
Ian, come here. I got you.
Yeah.
Here,
Thanks.
We're good. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Come on, follow me. Sit down.
Why'd you squeeze my neck like that?
Let's do a little
Don't
credit.
squeeze my neck like
do a little
that.
credit.
Makes me want to punch you in the face.
Yeah, you got bad credit. I already can feel the vibes, bro. I can feel the bad credit vibes coming off of you.
I don't got bad credit, dude.
Yeah, you do.
I've co-signed on multiple shit for you. So
Well,
what are you talking about?
That's why you had bad credit, because you're a dumbass co-signer.
Don't
You're
be
an
telling-
idiot with a pin.
I walked right into that one.
You were the idiot with the pin.
You just insulted both of
Don't be
us.
an idiot with a pin.
Matter of fact, you just insulted our mother on this.
It's like,
call.
Ian did co-sign for Big Ryan.
Yeah, I don't help him build his credit from a 400 to a 750 though, because I know how to build credit.
Years ago, Ian co-signed for Big Ryan when we first hired him. And Ian was trying to help him out, but then Ian started, and I'm like, dude, like you realize like that could prevent you from doing things. I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna help him build his credit. And then like 2 years in, he's like, dude, this is the stupidest thing.
Well, no. What
Tickets.
pissed me off is there's red light cameras everywhere in Scottsdale, and he would acquire like 3 a week. And in Scottsdale, it's a big deal. It goes to the first person on the truck, so it goes under my name. So if he don't pay him, I got a warrant out for my arrest. So I have to call the courthouse like every Friday and make sure that I'm not going to jail for like 3 years. And my girlfriend's just pissed. She's just like, you're an idiot. I'm like, I'm like, Ryan, you have to stop these red lights, right? And he's like,
you're not a good coach, Ian.
And I'm like, better have to stop at the red lights. The red. I'm on the hook. You don't get it, dude. He's just like, whatever, dude.
Okay. Now he's a 750. Now, he's killing it. Number 9, bought his first house. Number 9.
And I'm off the loan. Thank God.
Number 9. It's the 80-20 rule, man. And a lot of people,
some of y'all need to co-sign for your damn buddies. Some of y'all got good credit, but you ain't spending no damn credit love. Some of y'all need to co-sign for your damn customers. How about that?
You got to co-sign for me, man.
Somebody need to co-sign for your coach, Evan.
I want a boat. I want a big-ass boat and an RV.
I want hair like Chet's, but not all of us get it because we just don't know how to get it.
Okay, this is one that Ian and I personally struggle with to this day. Obviously, you can tell that we like to talk a lot, and a lot of you guys are talkers. And a lot of you guys are also too quiet. So like maybe you need to speak up for a living. But number 9 is the 80-20 rule. And a lot of the times here's how the 80-20 rule work. It doesn't mean just like let them talk 80% of the time and you talk 20% of the time. That's not what it means. What it means is you got to get them doing what we talked to you about earlier. You got to get them talking about themselves, the things that are important to them, what they like. And if you get good at that and you're actually listening, here's where the 80-20 rule gets all jacked up. You actually have to listen and write it down and then be able to reuse what they said in conversation so they feel heard.
Yep.
Because a lot of you'll listen, you're quiet, you're letting them talk, but then you don't remember anything that they talked about. So when the clothes falls apart, you can't say, hey, listen, remember when you told me your kid's Cannon, your kid Cannon, he needs extra room in the back seat. Remember how you told me he keeps kicking the seat? So when you guys are going on those 5-6 hour road trips, your wife's yelling at you. You remember how that feels when you're in those situations?
Yeah, that does feel pretty bad.
Remember, Ian, that's why you're here. Yeah, you're going to pay an extra $60 a month for the bigger car.
That makes sense.
Would that be the better way to go? Or do you want to get back on those road trips and have that nightmare that you have every freaking summer?
That's closing.
Guys, you have to be able to articulate what they said and then take them back to why they were here. And then that's how you hook them and get them back in the frame of mind of, holy shit, I do have a problem and you can solve it. That's the 80-20 rule. It's not just like talking and you have to listen.
So true. Active listening, man. Most people aren't really listening. They're just listening and thinking about the comment that they're going to respond with. So then they sound dumb. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, he's now finished. I'm getting ready to say this smart shit. And then they say it. And then you're like, what the fuck was that? Like, because it's like you're trying to respond all the time. Just settle down. Just settle down. Get good at asking questions. Get good at listening.
What are you going to use it for, Ian? Who lives with you?
Ask good questions. Get good answers. Get good sales.
What are some things that you want out of this program?
Yeah.
What are some things that you're looking for? What motivated you? What do you like? Tell me what you need. Like you gotta sound sincere. Like I hope when you guys are listening to us, you see like this is how we live. If any of you guys have ever met us or we've sold you any of our products on this call, I swear on my life, this is exactly how we sell. This is not a show. I will walk into any place and sell every single time just like this because it's the only way that you can make them feel great, take the pressure out of the deal, you make a good living, and you feel good doing it.
Yeah, and you guys feel like a whole lot of people know how to do this? Not a lot of people, man. They're not asking enough questions. They're not making people feel like it's important. It's all about them. Right now, we're in a society that it's all about them. It's not about the customer. It's about the salesperson. The salesperson's thinking about all the shit that they're going through versus that client has the same life. Like if you can make that customer feel powerful, you can make that customer feel heard. Dude, you're actually doing the things we started about on this call that involve winning, and you're actually truly starting to get that progress in your life. There's a very clear separator of salesperson that gets there. It's a very clear separator, and it's a big freaking separator. So you now know 10 things that you shouldn't do.
Well, you didn't finish number 10.
Oh, I don't know how to count.
Not knowing that you got to know your options.
Yeah.
A lot of salespeople don't know their options. They don't know
They all versed in their product.
They don't know the product that well, and they also don't know what's important to the client, but they also don't know like who's the final decision maker, like who's like what are the options, like what are the options that the client has, like who's buying the car, who's buying the product. Like you got to know all of these things. And Ian is big on this proactive versus reactive. You have to be proactive in all of these things. A lot of salespeople, they're reactive, meaning like let's use the car business for example. I come up to the sales tower to get a deal, and the sales manager asks me what's the person's name. You don't know their name.
Yeah.
You don't even know their name. You don't know anything about them, and so now you're reactive. Now you're running back. You're trying to figure out.
Or you don't know where they financed the car. You don't know their trade cycle, or you don't know like what their last rate was. Is rate important right now, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's a big deal. But some of you think that the customers have these really good rates, but in fact they didn't. But they might be a 750 credit score, and you might walk back with an 8% pencil, and you're like, oh, they're not going to take it. But really, they're financed at 8% on their car because they were 680 when they signed up for it. But you have no clue. You have zero clue what that means. So you're worried and you're not asking the right questions. So you show up with the wrong information. If you have the wrong information, you can't present the right solution.
Damn right. Damn right. Let's go into 2 questions before we jump on. Chet, what's up, buddy? Chet, you're up. Give us a quick, right to the baby. Take away the 9 months of labor. Give us the baby. What do you got?
So you guys were talking about not bashing competition. My best, hottest leads are from the firm that the guys that I work for now used to work for, and there was a lot of issues there that they talk about on the phone that they bring up. Is that a time where I should be agreeing with them and moving that sale forward, or should I kind of let it slide?
What you're saying, just so I can clarify, is you have some leads that came from, the competition or the acquisition, and those leads, they kind of know that you guys used to do business one way. Is that right?
It wasn't us. They actually left, or the owners of this company left because they wanted to provide better customer service because there's like hidden fees, inactivity fees. And so I'm able to use that as like a great selling point actually. But
you just got to say this without bashing them. You got to say, hey, guys, number one, I'm glad that you brought that up. It's something that weighs heavy on our heart. Listen, some people aren't bad people, but they might not just fully understand where the industry is at. And we really see a niche in this market. And you know what that is? Honesty, integrity. We see that most people aren't doing these things the right way. And listen, I'm sure that they've shifted their business and now they're doing some of the things the right way. I can kind of sell them and say that and say, man, I hope and pray that they've changed. But the fact is, we've learned what the customers want in the market. The customers want hope. They want transparency. They want integrity. So anything that we tell you we're going to do, you can bet your butt we are going to stick by it and do it, because everybody's making false promises in that world, and we are not going to be one of them. Okay, so we're truly. I might even take them down the yes ladder. Like, haven't you seen that a lot of people do make a lot of false promises in this industry? Yeah, haven't you seen? And they say yes. Yeah, like this is part of me getting them to agree with me. Haven't you seen that a lot of people? Yeah, they're shit bag. They don't have fun while they're selling you. They don't present you all the options. Haven't you seen that a lot of people aren't magnetic and passionate about their job? Can't you tell that already that we're a little bit different? Can't you tell that? Yeah. Boom, I'm already getting them to say yes. So yeah, there's some different things in the industry that we're not too proud of. The fact is we like to do things 100%. And we're out to change those things.
And we're out to change it. And we have. That's why we're the #1 XYZ company in the area. We're killing it. We can't wait to welcome you in. Where do you want to sign? And I'm going right to it. Chet, does that help you a little bit?
Man, yeah, I love you guys. We always appreciate your help. First time on here. Love it.
Awesome, Thank you, Chad. Hopefully we see you more. I usually do this without Evan every once in a while, so come to those days. They're a little better.
Yeah, right. Whatever, man.
All right, Daniel.
I only came here for Cody Cowan, dude. He's fired up.
And listen to these questions, because you could take this into your business. See, I really love questions. I'd rather just do question and answer the whole time, because to me, like, I just really love questions. I like coaching questions. So, Daniel, what do you got? Because I think I never studied the car business. I studied everything but the car business, because I wanted to be everything but a car salesman. So I learned real estate. I learned commercial real estate. I learned engineering. I learned how to sell fitness products. I was learning how to sell anything to anyone, and I was taking it and putting it into my little car business company. Daniel, what do you got?
Hey, what's up, guys? So, more of a question for you guys. So I had like a really, really negative customer, like really negative, didn't like my prices, and I kind of like didn't know how to approach that.
I loved it.
Kind of went the best way that I possibly think about it, but at the end of the day, it didn't really. I didn't end up closing that one deal.
Yeah,
but, I'm not sure if they were trolling or not, but yeah, it wasn't that good.
Let me ask you: is it face-to-face sale?
No, it was by through the phone. I always usually do it through the phone. I always call phone. Yeah.
What do you sell? What do you sell?
Oh, I rent inflatables,
Like inflatable houses? Inflatable.
bounce houses, stuff like that.
Okay, listen, man. I'd say this, dude. Listen, you have to have charisma. You have to have a little swag. And you also have to have the ability to ask tough questions like we just said. I'd say, sir or Mr. Daniel, I can hear in your voice like a little anger, a little like sadness, a little frustration. Like I can hear frustration in your voice. That probably has to do with something. Number one, this thing is like weighing on you, this decision, and it's a big decision for you, and there's a lot of stuff going on. My job is to take that frustration off your plate. Number two, you probably met an amateur in this business, and you're probably thinking that I'm very similar to them. I get it, because there's a lot of amateurs out there, but my job is to serve you at the highest level. My job is to make this party fun. My job is to make this the best part of the thing, and then when your kids are on those inflatable slides, you guys are having a blast, you're going to remember me for life. Daniel, I'm not just after one party. All of your friends are going to have parties, but I don't get to serve your friends until I serve you. So listen, Daniel, say don't be angry. Say don't be frustrated. And I'll trust me. And hey, by the way, I'll never lie to you, and I'll do everything the right way. I guarantee. I promise.
Can I make you that promise?
Can I make you that promise?
Okay with that?
And if I don't, can you make me a promise? Will you communicate with me and tell me that?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, you guys are good.
Daniel, I can already feel you smiling over the phone. Welcome to the brotherhood, man. I got your back on the inflatable slides.
You can. Another question for you guys before you guys go. Do you guys have any like person-to-person on training, like just get better fucking mouthpiece, I guess?
Yeah, just text us, man.
Yeah.
Just text us 720.
You say personal training on lifting? Did you?
No, they're not lifting up. Mouthpiece, like they were talk more, like more fluent, like any other, I don't know, any type of.
We have some different ways we can teach you how to speak better. But also,
Yeah.
listen, put the number in the chat.
Listen, a lot of the times this can be solved, especially in person sales. I'm going to go a little bit a different way with
Listen
placing
to this.
positive labels on people.
Listen to this.
A lot of the times people, like a lot of you guys, you've been labeled as quiet, you've been labeled as introvert. You're not. You've been labeled as anxiety. You're excited. You've been labeled as all of these things, and I guarantee you they're mostly bullshit.
Mhm.
But people will live up to their label. So if I tell Ian, you're quiet today, dude, this is what you are. You're low energy. Now all of a sudden, Ian's going to live up to that. Ian's very influenceable. He's very influenceable. So those of you, I label my customers. If I get a guy that's kind of like, I used to love, Ian and I were close to a military base, and we come from a military family. So we understand like a lot of these guys are more serious. They're like more like in the box type of guys. They're not, they're not usually too bubbly and energetic.
Yeah.
So what we would say is, hey, listen, man, I can already tell like you're a no bullshit kind of guy. By the way, you're one of the nicest customers I've had this week because you're straightforward.
Yeah.
I can tell there's no BS with you, and I can respect that. I can tell you probably want a transparent and easy deal from a sales professional that truly understands your needs. Am I right? Right. So I understand what you're looking for, Mr. Customer. I understand time's non-refundable. Thank you for coming in. And let's get to the bottom of exactly what you need. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I understand that. Hey, you're probably one of my best customers that I've had all week, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you.
And hey, when you're with somebody
to live up to
when
that.
you're with somebody, can you say, hey, listen, by the way, before I go get the keys to the car, I really appreciate you contributing your energy to me. I really appreciate you being a great customer to mine. Hey, I'm on the phone with you. Hey, number one, dude, I'm just glad I get to talk to you today because you're like the most fired up, excited customer I've ever had. And if they are excited and fired up, you know what they're going to become more of? More excited and fired up. If they're a little bit down and I ask them, hey man, you sound a little frustrated. Like what's going on? They're going to open up the box and then I'm going to fix that. And by the way, you're like, I sell inflatable bounce houses. Don't give a shit, man. You sell people. And when I hear some frustration in people, I ask why. I'm like, hey, why you sound like that? And you're like, why you asking?
And they might tell you
because
I just had a bad experience with another pool company, another construction company, another.
And then I'm like, ooh, now we got something. Now I can fix this. I'm a doctor. And in order for me to be able to help you, I have to understand why you're doing what you're doing and why you're saying what you're saying. As soon as I understand those things, I can truly help you. And they're like, damn, this guy's good. Yeah, because I'm asking questions and my intent is I actually truly care. And I actually truly care about you having a better day, not just selling you,
Hey, whoever wants a jump house, put your phone number in here. Let's get this guy some leads.
All right, but hey, listen, we're going to stay for like another 3 minutes and ask you a couple questions. So
I got to jump on a call.
all right, here, I'll stay for 3 minutes. And
Guys, I love you. He's going to answer some questions. If he's not good at them, just text me. I got you.
Bullshit. All right, and you got one. We'll go to Augustine, Tim Ryan, and Daniel Jenkins. We'll just try to solve all four of them. I got to call it 10, like 10. So let's roll. What do you got, Ant? Auto Ant. And some of you should
What's going on, my man?
What is this?
Say it again.
What do you got, brother?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good, good. Hey, I just wanted to ask you a quick question. So, I'm not super strong at disagreeing with customers. I mean, I know how to, I guess, for lack of choice words here, I can word it in a way, but I feel like the energy is not necessarily the energy, but I feel like the words could be probably formed better. They could be formed a little bit better. So if you could kind of touch over one more time on.
Hey, stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. You are good at disagreeing with them because you're great at leading the customers. I've seen you as a salesperson. You got a great attitude and great energy. Listen, you just got to learn to start forming your opinion more. Don't let them walk all over you, but be able to just form the opinion and with their best interest at heart. If you have their best interest at heart and not just your own self-interest at heart, you can say, hey man, that's not going to work. Hey, get good at early on saying, oh, we're not going to look at that one. Like, hey, I want to guide you because you said this. Get used to like up front taking control of those and having a little bit of that fun conversation. You don't have to disagree with them like negatively. You could be like, hey, that one's not the pick that you want because you told me this. And they're like, oh, I did say that, or if they're disagreeing with you, if you want to give me an example, I can go a different route. But listen, it's not a bad thing to disagree. I don't care what anybody says. It's not a bad thing to disagree, but also have something to say why. If you're going to disagree, you've got to have a reason why to say it. So don't worry about formulating the words all right. If your heart's right and you're trying to do the right thing, then you're going to say it just right. Now, you want to give me an example and I'll try to frame that real quick?
Honestly, I wouldn't even know an example because it doesn't happen very often.
Okay, when it does, I want you to just remember, I want you to put it at the front of your head that it's cool to disagree. And I'm going to say why I do disagree at that time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to say why. Listen, if your girlfriend went out tonight and she was out till 11 o'clock at night, drinking with her girlfriends, came back home a little drunk, you didn't know where she was at, she wasn't answering her phone for 2 hours, would you say, hey, why were you out that late? Why was that going on? Would you ask the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people wouldn't. They just be like, I would say a healthy conflict. Let me ask you why. Let me ask you what's going on. Why is the most powerful question to me in sales? I love the word why. Why are we doing this way? Why do you believe this way? Why are you saying that? Listen, I can disagree by saying why. Sometimes you can't change somebody's beliefs by saying something. You have to ask a question because questions can only change beliefs. Anthony, I'm like, hey, why do you believe that? Then you start telling me, I'm like, well, how did you get to believe that? And then you're starting to tell me these different things. And I can change your beliefs, not by yelling at you and telling you something, but just asking you how you got there and bringing up those memories and let you arrive at your own conclusions.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, man. That was very powerful. Appreciate it.
You got it, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Can't wait to see you soon. We need to see you soon, man. Augustine, what do we got, man?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me here. I just wanted to see if you've had any experience with customers when you're greeting them. They come in through the door, you're trying to qualify them, and they're just completely unresponsive. Just like
I love that. They're like just dead fishes. They're like just like, meh. Anybody ever have those? Again, dude. Again, Augustine, I can see you're not that like assertive. I kind of feel that vibe from you. So if you don't elevate your energy and like make a change in that customer, and I'm gonna show you how to do that, then you guys are both just gonna be cruising like this. You don't want that. Augustine, they come in and they look like they're just cruising. They don't really want to talk to me. I'm gonna say, hey guys, listen, let me just stop you real quick. I've got the feeling, because I've been doing this a while, that something's going on. There's like a little bit of frustration. There's a little bit of uncertainty, probably because buying a car sometimes to most people isn't the most fun because they have the wrong salesperson, because they have the wrong person. My job is to make sure you have the right person and make sure this experience is fun, because this actually should be the funnest part of purchasing a car, is purchasing my product. But in the past, people have given us a bad name because they're not asking the right questions, because they really, truly don't care. Or mattress or whatever it is. So my job is to really give you a good experience through purchasing this product. And I can tell that there's something going on. Do you want to tell me why? Because I'm pretty good with people. And they're like, yeah, it's because of this. Oh, perfect. I'm going to handle that. I'm going to make sure I don't do that. there's some things your customers don't want you to do, but instead of asking that question, why don't you want me to do that? Or what was your experience like at the last dealership, the last mattress place you went to? And why was it less than exceptional? And then they tell you, then you can actually avoid that altogether. Augustine, what do you sell?
I sell a few different things, cleaning services. My full-time job is selling mattresses.
Okay. If they came in for a mattress, I would say the same thing. I would say, hey, it sounds like you guys probably haven't had the best experience buying a mattress. I can understand that. Most people don't. To me, it's a lot of fun. I really believe in what I do. So I sense like a little bit of uncertainty from you. I sense like a little bit of frustration from you. I don't want you to feel that way. Augustine, if I tell people that, I'll pierce their heart with they know that I care.
Yeah.
Do I have to care? Do I have to have good energy? Do I have to be fired up? Yeah, because if you're not, then they're like, yeah, you don't give a shit, bro. You're just saying shit. See, I'm talking with my heart, not just my mouth.
Right.
Thanks, Augustine. Hopefully
That's
that
some
helps.
gold. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Tim and then Daniel.
Hey, what's going on, brother? So really quick, one of the biggest objections that I get in my industry, it's a little different. I'm not in cars. I'm not in business to consumer. I'm in business to business.
Yeah.
And so I'm dealing with category managers who basically they're set up with a certain number of vendors. That's their guys. They may be working with those guys for 10, 20 years.
Sure.
So they'll tell me, you know what, Tim, your product is great. Whatever you're doing is great. I love it, but I'm set up with my guys. I don't need anybody on board right now. We've been working with these guys for 20 years, you know, so how do you overcome an objection like that? Where it's not anything you're doing wrong, it's just everyone else is doing their thing right.
Yeah, number one, it sounds like you're in a business that have long-term relationships, right?
Yes.
And these vendors that they're pretty secure with the people that they're in, right?
Yes.
What's your area look like? What's the market of business that you cover? Like United States, one state, one city? What is?
Yeah, national, a little bit of export. It's with retailers, national retailers, the Walmarts, Kroger's.
Number one thing that I would be looking for is the people that are looking for me. I wouldn't be looking for the people that aren't looking for me. I'd be looking for the people that are looking for me. How would I do that? Is the same way that I've done this. I sell business to business. I'm not looking for every car dealer. I'm looking for the car dealers that want to do business with me. I'm looking for the businesses that want to do business with me. I'm looking for the dentist office that wants to do business with me. How do I do that? Marketing and branding. Tim, what do you sell?
Asparagus.
Produce.
Produce.
Okay, so like I've never seen a produce guy online doing like high level marketing and branding. I'd be in grocery stores. I'd be tagging these different things. I would be around because it sounds like if you can do it nationally, there's a massive market for it. Am I right? There's a lot of grocery stores, a lot of places.
Oh, yeah.
Could you handle the objection of like, I'm better, like, and go through those different things? Yeah. But Tim, there's also a market out there that's actively searching for you. Millions of guys that are searching for you right now. Sometimes you can't get caught up on the ones that aren't looking for you, and you need to start chasing the ones that are looking for you. Like Ty Preston, now he would reach out to us and he'd be like, man, I got to increase my sales. What should I do? Like, should I work service and all these things? I'm like, yeah. But also like Ty, you could attract business. Now, if you go follow him, he attracts business all day. And there's so many of you that attract business at a high level, but some of you are worried about like hitting, like trying to force a circle through a square and get that same customer because you're like, oh, that's my market. Those are my leads. Well, how about like, Tim, I see you doing some type of marketing branding in the grocery store. Hey, this is my product. This is why this happens. Let me educate you on this. Let me do this. Tim, I would be a relational person like a son of a gun. I know a guy that owns 38 grocery stores or something, and he's going to be down here on Friday for our Tim Grover event. Like, you need to be relational, meeting people. You know, all these guys probably similar circle. They probably have a similar group. They probably have trade shows that they go to. They probably all want a new guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do all the trade shows. Yeah, there's big conventions every year that we do, and so
here's another deal for you. Listen, business to business sales. If you're in business to business sales, instead of just meeting that owner and asking him for business, how about you do something that's bigger than that? How about you take his soul? How about you figure out where he where his main office is, what kind of shoes he wears, send him one shoe, spend money on getting these leads and say, hey man, you know, I got one foot in the door. I still do this to this day, but send something to his office and say, hey man, it's great that I got one foot in the door. I know that you wear Cole Haans. Your secretary told me it's not weird, you know what I mean? But I wanted to send you a shoe. Help me get the second foot in the door. Here's my number. I just want a 5-minute conversation. See, but Tim, you know what most people won't do? Invest in their customers, invest in their leads. They won't do that shit. You know, but if that guy saw something that he's never seen before and a relentless pursuit that he's never seen, he'd do it. You could send him a phone like Selena does. She bought 85 Nokia phones online from Amazon for like $50. When the business to business, because she sells business to business, isn't answering, she sends him a phone. It's nostalgic. She sees something they've seen something they've never seen and said, you haven't been calling me back. Here's a phone so you can call me. Business to business, you got to get creative. You got to do shit that other people ain't doing. Everybody's just worried about that one customer. Start worrying about doing something that they've never seen before, dude. Shit, man, I show up to their freaking the gym that they work out in. I'd study these people. I'd say, what gym do you go to? I'd follow them on Instagram. I'd see where they're at. I'd show up at the fucking same horse races them and shit. Buy them some shit. Like, pop up, gotcha, motherfucker. Like, you know, like, you gotta have some fun with that shit, dude. Think creative. Do things that other people aren't doing in your industry. And this is it. This is one of them. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I've already missed my other call. I'm getting threatened by my assistant, but it's no big deal. Daniel, we're just going to keep going, dude. They're going to be mad, but I got you guys right now. So, and there's still a bunch of you guys on here. So I guess we want to listen to some questions. So let's go. Daniel, what do you got?
What's good, man? Look, hold on one second. I'm going to actually take a quick step away. This customer just walked in. I don't want to ask this question in front of them.
Okay, good, man. Hey, see, that's good.
So quick question to you guys. When it comes to us at the dealerships now, especially over here at Kia, we still doing our markups and such. And one of the big things now that I'm getting is like, oh, this dealership is their markups are less than yours, like they're a couple thousand less and such like that. So how would you go about countering that when it comes to closing? Like, you know, what would you say as far as, I guess, oh, we offer a better deal or something like that? How would you put it into your own words that, you know, we have a better service here?
Number one, if the objection is early on, like, hey, you know, I know that you guys offer this price and they offer this price, I'd say, hey, man, the price doesn't matter. Here's what I want to do. I want to develop a relationship with you and a connection with you. When it comes down to the price, that's going to be a super easy part. And I would put them on the road to the sale. Every customer typically on the road to the sale is going to try to get off the road to the sale. We need to put them back onto the road to the sale. So if it's an early on objection, I'm going to act like it's no big deal. No big deal. Say no big deal. Everybody say no big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
Big deal.
Hey, no big deal, Mr. Customer. Yeah, it's just cars. Like, the price is the price. Whether it's that Kia dealership or this one, it's all good. And I'm going to keep rolling. They're like, oh, that one's $5,000 less. Keep rolling. I'm going to get them interested on the right track because likely they'll land on a different car that they were looking at anyways. But I'm going to progress the sale to the natural end. Now, at the natural end, if I get the objection, hey, this one's $3,000 different down the street. I was in a market where I was the smallest store when Evan and I started. We didn't have the advertising. We didn't have the money. We weren't corporate like all these other guys. They were at a race to the bottom. Evan and I were always $2,000 to $3,000 higher. You know what killed that? The relationship. When you're buying a $40,000, $50,000 car and you have such a good relationship with these people, it will kill that objection. And then when it doesn't, I'd say this, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I'm not going to call them out by name, but let's just say that you went down to XYZ dealership. What they're going to have you do is probably spend 2 to 3 hours going through the same exact process, only to get to the very end in the finance department. And then the price goes up or you get all of this stuff added on. Listen, we don't believe in doing business that way. We believe in being the most transparent up front. You can't have the freaking lowest possible price and something not be freaking added. We all buy them for the same exact price. So Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I assure you that through the deal, you're buying that. You're also getting us. You're also getting XYZ. Whatever my dealership offers, every dealership has something that they offer that's a little bit different. You're also getting one of these 3 things, whatever my special deal is. So listen, ma'am, I'm so glad that you're here with me. I'm glad that you've looked around at those other deals. I'm glad that you can understand that, like, you know, business everywhere, you can't compete just at the very, very possible lowest. So they probably have higher interest rates. They probably have less on your trade. They probably have all of these things. What we've done is make sure that you've got the best deal all the way around. Wouldn't you agree? And that's what you want. And you want the relationship. So, and is it going to work every time? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. But early on, if I have that confidence, early on, if I'm acting like it's no big deal, even when they say it, do I play in and eat out of their hands? Or I'm like, it's cool, man. It's no sweat. I got you. And I keep pushing forward.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Man, you know, that one's a little challenging, but it's no big deal. You gotta approach it that way. Don't have a relationship with it to sink to negativity. A lot of times what customers do is they get hit with that price objection and they go like this. So they have no chance to handle. Be like, oh, cool, man. Hey, yeah, good, man. So that just means you're looking around because you're serious at buying. See, my brain thinks they're serious at buying. Your brain might think that they're going to go that route. See, I still think that there's a lot of value in the sale. Some people think there's no value in the sale. I'm still in it for the relationship. Some people are like, I don't want a mini. I'm like, dude, we did minis our whole lives. Our deal was to acquire the customers and acquire the brand so that they'd stay here forever, and I'd have more of a chance at selling them cars. Ahmad, what you got, my brother? I'll hit Eric. We got a couple more. Let's for a little while.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. I'm blessed to be here. Quick
Good.
question: are you guys coming to October to Dallas in October?
Yep, we'll be there October 5th for a conference. If you want to come, let me know, and then I'll shoot you a cheap ticket code. They're like $97 or something like that. Like they're like $500 online, and if you come, it's a Success Unleashed. There's like Elena Cardone and some other people, and Gary V and some other people like that. But if you want to come, we got a special deal.
Okay, cool, man. I actually just bought a ticket online. I should have got to you first. I would have saved $200.
The more you pay, the more interested you are. Trust me.
100%. But I'll see you guys in October on the 6th, I believe.
Okay, cool, man. Eric, what do you got, brother? Eric, what do you got? All right, I'm going to take Eric, Jesse, Carlos real quick, and then I got to roll. Eric, Jesse, Carlos, what do we got? Jesse, let's go with you. Eric's trying to figure it out.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Just kidding. Hey, what's up, Jesse? What do we got, brother?
So I'm really good at uncovering, and overcoming objections. I'm a top closer at my company. However, one that I've been getting hit with lately is people that suddenly have amnesia, right? So if somebody says, I can't afford it, no problem. I walk them through it. But lately, people suddenly don't know their finances, or I'm not sure. And so that for me has been kind of stumping me.
What kind of product is it?
So it's a senior computer. It costs around like $1,000. So I'm dealing 100% with seniors on fixed income.
Oh, this is easy. Okay. All right. Hey, tell me you gotta tell me. I'll tell you. I got to think about it. Hey, I don't know my finances, man. It's just, I don't know.
Not a problem. So when you called today, how much did you think a computer was going to be, ma'am? Oftentimes people think it's like a $500 laptop from Walmart. So how much were you thinking it was going to be?
Yeah, around that.
Around that. So great, not a problem. So we showed you today how this actually has everything on it that you told me would be valuable. Before you told me you couldn't use that laptop before. So in fact, your kids actually bought you one 3 months ago and it's still sitting there. So this one you can actually use, and for less than what you're paying on that one, I can set you up with a monthly payment today. So we can put it on either a debit card or credit card. Which do you want to use?
Okay, that's not bad. All right, Jesse. Now this laptop is a specialized senior person laptop and stuff like that. Am I right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and they reached out to you on this lead, right?
Correct. Yep.
Jesse, tell me that same thing. All right, Jesse, here's the proposal. Here you go. Now tell me whatever you got to say.
So, I just don't know my finances. I think I gotta just get off the phone and just check out I don't know if I can afford it suddenly.
Hey, Jesse, I just got to tell you, you're in the right place. Whatever that we need to do to make this work for you, we want to make work for you. Jesse, I got a couple quick questions before we go and we wrap this up. Jesse, what made you reach out when you were deciding to do this laptop? What made you reach out?
Well, my kids told me I should buy myself a computer.
Okay, why? Why did they tell you that? Like, so you can get on Facebook, so you can do some different stuff? Like, what are we using it for? What are you going to use it for?
My friends, they post pictures of their grandchildren, and I want to be able to look at those pictures. And, I have a new grandchildren 3 states away I want to see.
Okay, so Jesse, can I ask you how old you are? And I know that some people don't ask that question, but I'm in the business of selling laptops to seniors, like that. So Jesse, how old are you?
I'm 79 years old.
79 years old. Okay, Jesse, in these important years of your life, you watching your grandchildren get older, do you know how many moments that you can see on Facebook that are going to make you light up like a Christmas tree? Your eyes are going to be on fire. You're going to have a new energy that you've never seen before, because your whole goal is to stay close to these people that you've had relationships for a long time, but we're state to state away. So we could save a few dollars in the budget if that's what you want to do, but life's all about memories. Life's all about experiences, and life's all about them seeing you too. If we don't stay connected, Jesse, how sad would that be to not be able to see these memories?
That would be sad. And at 80 years old, budgeting $40 a month, $50 a month, or spending the extra 500 to have something that functions easy, like you go to Walmart and buy a cheaper laptop, I assure you. But we all know when you get a cheap laptop and you can't use it, it's like you're spending double the money. Like you're not even able to use it. You're not even able to get those memories out of it. So Jesse, the most important thing to you is seeing these memories and experiences that you've created through your life. Am I right?
That's right.
So Jesse, would it make more sense to buckle down and like make the juice worth the squeeze on spending a little bit of extra money here and maybe eating some ramen a couple times? Or would it make sense not to see them as much? I just want to ask you, what do you think?
It would make more sense for me to see them more.
Jesse, I know it would. Let's go ahead and do this. And if anything you need, I'll help you out. I got your back for life.
I like it.
Jesse, I want to paint a picture that's not like, oh, you know what it is. You know what it costs. You know what it is. Jesse, why are you reaching out, bro? You're reaching out because you want to see these memories and you're not in the first stage of your life. You're in the last stage of your life. Let's just be honest. Right? You're 80 years old. You're not a kid. You're 80 years old. You're reaching out because you want this laptop so you can see your family in the most important years of your life.
Yep.
Jesse, you start to remember a whole lot of shit when you reach out because I start to get emotional when I talk like that. All right, Jesse.
Yep. Perfect, man. Thanks.
Carlos, what do we got, buddy?
Hey, I just want to say something quick. Oh.
What do you got, Carlos?
Hey, Ian, just wanted to ask. So sometimes I'm able to kind of close. I'm still working on that aspect. But what can I do to apply these tips so that I don't oversell the product? Because I feel like sometimes I'm overselling, which then the client ends up leaving. So like joining the army, obviously, is what I do.
What kind of product are you selling?
I'm a recruiter for the army.
Okay. Well, and you're saying that sometimes you just get fired up and you're overselling it.
Right.
All you got to do is calm down a little bit, buddy. Adjust your intent. Listen, if you're just over here trying to sell them into a dream that's not like for them, or you're not asking the right questions, Carlos, let me ask you, when you came in here, to change your life, to do something bigger with your life. But Carlos, what is it at the end of your life that you're going to really want to do? Like once you're out of the military, what is it? You want to be an engineer? You want to be a doctor? Do you want to have those things paid for? Carlos, this is a super simple decision because it's the biggest of your life, but it's also a super simple decision. When you get out of the military, we provide those things. While you're in the military, we provide things that you are. But we can only do that for yes people, like right now people. Not like tomorrow people, but like right now people. So I want to give you the courage to do what I did, which changed my life, and just go ahead and do it. Like, just go ahead and do it. I don't need to oversell you. I don't need to be like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this. Most of these kids are lost, Carlos. Most of them are just wanting to make a decision, but they're wanting to see in your eyes. What you need to do is just slow down, be the authority that they can look up to, ask a little bit more questions about their background. What kind of family do you come from? Why did you decide to join the military? What commercial made you reach out? What was the feeling that you get when you see, certain military movies? What is the dominant focus that you want to achieve in the military? And then don't oversell them. Know that you're overselling. Have an awareness that you're overselling, and say, hey, I'm going to reset. You start getting going. A winner has a massive awareness. They're like, I'm overselling. They say, hey, real quick, I got a call in the back. I'll be right quick. Go back, reset, and come out and just chill. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. But you should always be selling them the dream that they have. And a lot of military recruiters are just selling to the government and these employee benefits and all this shit that doesn't matter. Carlos, you're going to get somebody that wants to be a doctor today. You're going to get somebody that wants to be an engineer today. You're going to get somebody that's not focused on just the military. They're focused on the 10 years after the military, but you're going to sell to being the doctor or whatever, but you're not going to sell to the benefits that they're really after, or just the brotherhood that they're after. Some of them are going to say, man, I grew up in a gang and I wanted to get out and I want to do this and I want to do that. Well, dude, welcome to the American gang, dude. When you get out of these things, you're going to be with us forever, dude. You're going to be around good people your whole life, and you probably haven't been around good people, so you're searching to be around good people. Am I right? I'm going to leave all the other shit out. School, this, that. I see military recruiters just barfing all over the clients. And their clients, guys. I know some of you guys don't know that, but you're barfing all over them all of this shit that they don't even want. They don't even, you're like, oh, you can get a GI benefits to buy a house. Bro, I'm fucking 18 and I come from Compton. I don't even know what you mean. I'm just trying to run from this fucking past that I got and my shitty parents, and I'm trying to get around good people. So I'm going to take them under my wing and be like, hey, dude, you want to have a big life? You know that like 85% of the people who graduate out of the military, they end up running companies. They end up becoming multimillionaires. Is that something you want to be? Yeah, dude. So like, let's do it. Tailor your solution to their problem. Tailor your solution to their problem. And
yeah,
you won't
appreciate that, Ian.
Honestly, you probably won't be able to oversell that, because if it's to their problem, they'll never get sick of hearing it.
I appreciate that. Good words of wisdom. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We stayed late, but thank you guys for getting on with us.
Hey, I saw you in Salt Lake. I was there.
Eric, my boy, man. Good, dude.
You guys are real, fucking real. Like, I never seen a speaker stand out on the stage and a whole army behind him. Like, this is something else.
Man. And I'll just tell you, man, I really appreciate you, man. I think that there's not a lot of people that are doing what they say. David Goggins said this, and this thing kind of stuck with me, and it's really who we are. There's a lot of people that are has-beens. There's a lot of people that did some cool shit. I did some pretty cool shit in my life. But today I've got a calendar, and I'm pretty fucked right now, but I'm just going to tell you guys, you know, everybody's like, oh man, like, you know, there's these people who did some shit in the past. Look, I got no minute in my calendar. You know why? I'm selling, I'm closing, I'm meeting all day long. I never want to get to a place where I've done something and I'm not doing it every day. A lot of the people that are speakers, coaches, gurus, everything, they're not truly doing, they're not in the field doing what they're doing. So my goal, Eric, Andy's goal is, listen, dude, like, we want you to be more powerful than us. We want you to know that we're doing the work every day. There's a lot of people that don't want to do the work. We don't understand it because we're just going to continue to do the work. So I love that you said that, man. If I could tell you guys anything, just continue to do the work, fall in love with doing the work. And one day you're just going to be really happy that you did it. I remember a lot of times I doubted myself. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I was worth it. And I was lying to myself. I was a traitor to myself. And I remember still to this day that I can look in the mirror, and if I'm not becoming the better version of myself, I'm a very harsh critic of myself. Some of us gotta know, like, hey man, in order for me not to be a critic in myself, it usually tells you that you're a winner because you just want to win more inside, and sometimes you just settle. And so like when we're up on that stage, man, I really don't even like being up there sometimes, because it's more about the people that are down there. And I never want people to think, oh, I can't get up there. I can't do what they're doing. Dude, we're pieces of shit. Like, honestly, I've done some really bad things in my life, and I'm not special.
Also, another thing.
All I am is a guy that just decided, like, and Andy's just a guy that decided to correct their past and just go to work. And if you do it for a little bit of time, like a long time, and a little bit of more time, man, it's just crazy what you can accomplish. And it's crazy the belief that you can have in yourself. And sales is all belief. The more you believe in yourself, the more you're going to close. The more you believe in yourself, the better family you're going to have. But sometimes we lose that belief in ourselves because we're not doing the work. So we're just a company that just says, do the work. You'll gain more confidence. You'll gain more belief. You'll be really happy, but it's just going to take some time, man. So thank you, Eric. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you guys contributing your time, your energy, your effort, always willing to go to the next level. That's the shit that gets me fired up, man. And I appreciate you guys contributing that to me today. Cody, Roger, as always, Roger, Romeo, Nick, Daniel, Augustine, Ahmed. There's so many of you. Alan, I seen you there. Sam, Daniel. Appreciate all of you guys, man. If you need anything, you let me know.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one.
Have a good one.